Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Andy in Singapore. If you haven't done so, I'd like to remind you to please like and subscribe to my channel because I've got new videos uploaded every week just for you. In today's video, we are going to do a full review of the Seiko Titanium Snowflake. Reference number for this watch is SARX055 and I dare say this watch is already a legend among the Seiko fans out there. During the launch of the SARX055, there were two models. There was the black dial version, which is SARX057, and these two watches at that time, they represent the highest level of Seiko Presage models because it came in at around street price Singapore dollars $1,500 at that time, and such prices were unheard of for Seiko Presage because at that time Seiko Presage models were going for around $500 to $700. The Sub 033 models were going for around 400 Singapore dollars, and this represents a very high jump in terms of Seiko pricing. But along with the price increase, we are seeing really big improvements in terms of build quality and materials used. Namely, this one here is a full titanium watch. It is also coated with some kind of scratch resistant kind of coating, and of course we've got this dial here which is just a beauty on its own. Just take a look at how the light play will affect the texturing on the dial here. It just looks fantastic. So the fans out there were very quick to link this one to the Grand Seiko SPG A211, which is also known as the Snowflake, largely due to this dial here. So of course, these two watches are in very different price points and different build quality, but many fans out there, Seiko fans, they always say this is like the baby GS or the GS in disguise. And before we continue with the video, I'd like to take some time to thank our boutique for loaning in this watch for my video reviews. They have been very kind and helpful to my channel. Thank you very much, Eric and your team. And now with George and Pixie out of the way, let's zoom in the lens a bit as I share with you on the key specifications of this watch. It's got a case size of 41.2mm. So Seiko website will list this one as 40.8mm. Upon measuring with my calipers, it comes in at 41.2, and I dare say this is a little bit too big for a watch of this style. Total thickness of the watch from the base of the display case back, this is sapphire crystal, to the top of the flat sapphire crystal is 11.4mm. Lug width here is 20mm, and this one has always been a strap monster. Now the L to L here is very interesting. For a watch which is rather big, the L to L is really short. Comes in at 46.3mm, and again, it makes the watch very wearable, very manageable, even for those with smaller wrists. This being a 2017 model, the watch is powered by Seiko 6R15 movement. So it's sort of like the grandfather of 6R35, which is commonly found in many mid-range Seiko watches these days. This one here is still a low beat movement, and the power reserve for the 6R15 is 50 hours. At the time of this video, the Titanium Snowflake typically goes for around 1,300 Singapore dollars street price, and you can definitely buy this one from our boutique. I spoke to Eric about this one, and he said he has the last shipment. I think he has about 8 to 10 pieces left. Better grab it fast if you are interested in this watch, because once they are gone, alright? No more. The model is actually discontinued, and whatever new watches you are seeing in the shops, in the boutiques, they are new old stock, which means, you know, when these things sell out, they're gone, finish, poof. So this being an all titanium watch, of course, you know, we are thinking, is the weight reduction going to be significant? And I tell you, you're going to be shocked because I weighed this one at my digital scale. It came in at just under 110 grams, 108 to be exact. So this is almost half the weight of a Seiko Turtle or Samurai on a full bracelet. Those watches, those big Prospex divers, they typically come in at around 190 to 200 grams with the full unsized bracelet. Even when compared to the Sub 33, which is widely regarded as the lower end sibling of this watch, that one came in at around 150 grams unsized, and this one here is way lighter. And now I'm gonna run through with you on how I feel about the case design and the build quality of the Titanium Snowflake. So this one here, the case is just beautiful. Okay, so this case here made out of full titanium. It doesn't look like titanium from a distance. Even when close up, it really feels and looks as though it is stainless steel because the level of brushing and polishing, it is not very different. So typically for cheaper titanium watches at the lower end of Citizen and Seiko models, they typically come in a very dull look or bead blasted finish, but this one here has the full case finishing as would stainless steel watches. We've got really nice polishing here, nice brushing at the top of the lugs, nice brushing all over the bracelet. I don't have official word if this is SARX polishing, but it does look much better than the lower end sub models. I have handled the sub 33 and 35 and this is a few steps above. We've got a really nice bevel over here at the underside of the case and it makes the mid case look so much thinner. We've got very clear contrasting finishing here. We see polish and then it transits to brush at the top of the lugs and it comes back to high polished surfaces at the case sides, and there is a bevel here at the underside of the case, all very nicely executed. Even the area where the end links meet the case, I think these things are very well designed, very well executed. The quality of the bracelet is also very good. I really love this bracelet because the polish and brush finishing really elevates this one from the more entry-level prestige models. Just a fantastic bracelet. Even the clasp here is fully milled, and I would call this one a discreet clasp because it doesn't look overly bulky. We've got half links as well, so no issues at all, even though this doesn't have micro adjust. And let's move on and talk about the dial design of this watch. We've got all applied indices over here, applied markers, KitKat bars, double KitKat bar for the 12 o'clock marker. The Seiko logo is also applied. The only printed text are the presage and automatic, as well as the movement number here at the 6 o'clock area. The dolphin hands here, they just add on to the classic looks of the titanium snowflake. And I think even though there's no lume found on this watch, it is not an issue because for this watch it is decidedly a bit dressier, and I don't think it's a big problem if you don't have any lume. And I'll just keep quiet for now as we admire this dial over here. I think this one here actually looks more like a frosted surface of a lake in winter. I think it just looks fantastic. You'll get lost looking at this dial. And finally, we've got a blue seconds hand here. It doesn't quite show up in this lighting, and under natural light, you can definitely see the shade of blue. It is sort of an electric blue, which is similar to the Nomos and Stova type of blue hands. Alright, so as I get in a bit of light play here, you can see it is indeed blue seconds hand. Very nice touch over here, very classy. Let's zoom out for a wrist shot of the titanium snowflake. As you can see, despite being a slightly bigger watch, it is not a problem at all, largely due to the fact that it's not overly thick and it's got a very reasonable L to L distance, 46.3 I think, and no issues at all, even though if you don't have the rock or Arnold kind of wrist. The bevel here on the underside of the case actually makes the watch look much thinner than it is. Of course, a full titanium build has made this watch very wearable, doesn't feel heavy at all. In fact, it feels like the watch is on a strap. So the level of finishing on the case as well as the indices, they're just fantastic. With the right amount of light play, you're seeing how it shines and bling. And let's do a size comparison between the Seiko 55 and my Zin 556. Over here again, you're seeing two different styles. Now one here has got a high level of polishing and it just shines and blinks, whereas the other one is full satin finish. In terms of sizing, it is also very different. On my left, the Seiko is largely all dial, thereby making the watch even larger than the Zin here, which has a significant amount of bezel going on in the case design. In terms of weight differences, I think, wow, it is like night and day, alright? So the Zin here is obviously sized to my wrist. I must have taken out about 5 links, I think. So it now comes in at about 140 grams, alright? And this one here with full links feels so much lighter. It's amazing, all these titanium watches. really makes me want to go out there and get a full titanium watch right after this video. So in summary, I would say the SARX055 is a classic. It's definitely going to achieve legendary status once it is fully sold out. So fans out there, if you are still sitting on the fence about this one because you're not too sure if you like the overall feather weight of this watch here, I think you're going to really enjoy the lightweight feel of this titanium. It certainly doesn't look like titanium, right? The level of polishing and brushing here is as good as any other stainless steel watches out there, and what's more, this is coated. And of course, the simplicity of the dial here together with this beautiful looking snowflake dial, I think these are the factors that really make this a very worthy contender. But in my opinion, I think this watch is just way too big for this dressier style of watch. Coming in at about 41.2 millimeters, it is way too big. Plus, this is more or less an all dial or mostly dial kind of watch design. You do want to keep the case size to under 40, but I think if this watch is reduced to around 39 millimeters case size, I think I'm not going to return this to Eric. I will purchase it for myself. So there you have it. That was my review of the Seiko SARX055 Titanium Snowflake. Very good watch, well built, great materials, beautiful looking dial. I think if you have a slightly bigger than average wrist, say 7.3, 7.5 inch wrist, this watch is going to be perfect for you. If you like this watch, if you like the video, come back here every week because George, Pixie, and Andy in Singapore, we're going to give you new videos, new reviews every week. Alright, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.